Hello. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can.
Oh, you look so pretty.
Thank you.
You feel like a pretty princess?
Not really. I'm tired. I didn't have a good night's sleep. And
No.
no, no, not at all. But my mom always said when you're feeling your worst, you have to look your best. So there we go.
Listen, no eyebrows on.
No, yeah, you gotta look your best. I got my
Listen,
good.
no eyebrows on. I was so excited about today's show.
Mhm. Yeah, got some good serum on. Make your face look alive. Good to go. Yeah.
Listen,
So you want to start it off?
guys, yeah. Good morning. You're checking out Biz Chat Daily with your host Tracy V. Allen and Lennon Nicole, where we cover different things in the news, pop culture, from social media, things covering business, branding, and somewhat of a little bit of lifestyle, so you can stay informed about what's happening, from trends to what's going on in business, how you can be protected, grow your brand, and kind of be on the know. So if you are looking for more visibility or to grow your brand to get more people to know about you, this is the show to check out, because that's all the stuff that we do. We sit here and we gossip about other people's brands and their business, things again that they're doing again to get PR recognition and the whole nine. So we're going to pick it up from yesterday. Yesterday, we kind of ended on the topic about two content creators who were in the middle, they're kind of in the middle of this legal battle over creative intellectual property. Was one person, so their personal brands actually, so their personal brands, this personal brand feels like the other one is selling her stuff in the whole nine, which left us on, which is, I feel like you kind of see it trending everywhere. I'm seeing it all on my timeline down Facebook, which goes back to our first topic of the day, is the Oprah collab and the Starbucks collab, especially after we've been talking about, I want to say right around Black Friday, we do brand partnerships, collab. Now we're seeing everybody do brand partnerships and collab. So like I said, the first conversation is Oprah's book club. Let's be very clear. It's Oprah's book club with Starbucks. And so Tracy, is back on you. Oprah's book club and Starbucks, the partnership.
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
I think it's interesting. I understand that she's famous for her book club. She started this book club like maybe 20 years ago when she was on air. And I guess a lot of people tend to gravitate towards it. But for me, Oprah is a billionaire, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I think they should have given someone else that opportunity.
Yeah.
I understand why they did it. It makes business sense. And even if they wanted to give her that opportunity, they could have ushered in someone else under her. I'm not listening to it. I would prefer to listen to someone else personally. I just think it was an opportunity because there's so many indie authors out here who have clout in the industry as well. It would have been a great way to bring someone else up or bring a group of people up under their brand instead of having Oprah. That's my. I don't like it. So yeah, I don't like it. What do you think?
I guess as somebody who deals with both branding, like companies and people, I want to say from Oprah's point of view, I think it was very strategic because you don't have anything else. Let's be clear. You dug up Color Purple and we all reburied it with you. So once that, let's be clear, you're trying to stay relevant. You're trying to still stay out because she's a personal brand. You don't have your show. You don't really, there's nothing too much I'm hearing about her show. So you need something else. And you said it, you just said it. And her book club is famous for that. However, on the end of Starbucks, listen, Starbucks, you just got boycotted by everybody.
My point exactly. This was a great way to bring somebody else up.
Right. Let's be clear. Those Starbucks cups are a part of, let's be clear, status. People would just go and get water and pretend that they had a Starbucks something something because of the cup and the logo, and you walked around cute. So, baby, when people can't even go over there and get a cup of water no more because they're not messing with you, it's real. You're grabbing for anything. And again, I agree with you. I think this was a great opportunity for Starbucks to come out, reintroduce themselves. So I think we talked about this. So they're trying to be more loungy, more comfortable, come in that warmy, book cozy feeling. I think you should have had a Starbucks book club list. So the same way Spotify ends the year with the Spotify list, I think Starbucks should have had some type of list along that type of way where this was their top book club, or join this particular book club, or sign up for our book. I think that would have given them more credibility. It would have connected them to their core community of book readers, coffee readers, and it would have ushered in a whole new group of people, especially if they would have turned around and made Thursday book nights at Starbucks and come in with your book club and get 20% off of coffee while reading your book. It was so many ways to tie that all in together to make it holistic versus going to Oprah. I think Oprah was just a quick grab. I think she was a quick grab. Let's make it seem like everything is okay. Mommy and daddy are fine. Our house isn't burning down. We're not getting a divorce, when we all know there's two brands who partnered together because they both need credibility. She needs them and they need her.
So, Oprah first started her book club in 1997. That's when she started it. Book club, 1997. Selections were made available in Starbucks bookstores. I didn't even remember Starbucks had bookstores.
Once again, I think I'm gonna go back now. We're gonna go back to storytelling. See how you went and you did that. Imagine if that is the case, and this is a whole different generation. You're trying to appease a whole new market because what's your what generation you're that generation? Who?
Z.
Them jokers is ride or die. They not messing with Starbucks.
No.
That was your core.
My daughter does not mess with Starbucks.
Think about it. That was your core audience, the genocide whole piece. They were down for the boycott. So you had to go to a different generation, right? Who favors you or who can probably still actually mess with you. Because if you were really trying to get a whole new market, that would have been a great story to tell. How you went back to Oprah, you guys repartner. Her first book club was this. Why is Oprah doing this book club all of a sudden now? And people are going to see it for what it is. Like, that's pretty interesting. That's pretty random. Now, her core audience are people who love the book club. I think it's going to be fine, but I don't really think it is going to get the results that they were aiming for. Or again, in branding, the whole point is standing out and being memorable for something. I just feel like they could have definitely did like a Starbucks book club list, and that would have been a new thing for people to try to aim for.
And there's something else about her book club list, her book club. Why I know I don't mess with her book club, but I'm not gonna say it. But I know other people see it. I know other people see it. There's a reason I don't mess with Oprah's book club. I know why. I just looking through the page, I just remembered why. But anyways, so she started the book club in 1997, and it was made available in Starbucks stores with proceeds going to the literacy fund. And in 2014, Oprah paired with Starbucks to create a Tivana Oprah Chai Tea, which raised $21 million to support youth education organizations across the country. So, I mean, they have had a really good partnership, and I think that's where it should have ended. This, to me, was an opportunity to usher someone else in. And of course, it's going to be found across Oprah's channels. YouTube, Spotify, so on and so forth. So that is the crux. I have not seen what the financial gain is going to be for her from the Starbucks collab. I was looking, I can't find it, of course.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting how this goes and how people are going to receive it. But let's be clear: if they were trying to go after that young generation, this is like the call is coming from inside the house. And
to me, so let's talk about something else with business and this whole Oprah thing. I think what it is for me is that At some point in time, as you get older, especially when you get older and you're established financially, where you're at the point where you can retire for millennia, right, and be comfortable, you should pass the torch on. You should not still be trying to hold on to that torch. And that's what I think, that's what annoys me with this, because I'm all about succession planning and ushering in the younger generation. I talk to my daughter about that all the time. I'm just like, listen, these businesses that I'm building, you can take them over at some point in time. I don't want to work till I drop dead. That's not what I want to do. You know what I mean? It is to train the younger generation to come in and take over what you have. To me, that's not what's happening here. Oprah does not need to work. And if she does, she can do something on her own. Again, like I really just think this was a great opportunity to look at new people to do this collab with and not Oprah. I understand that they have, from a standpoint, they have made good money together in the past. But she's what, 70? How old is Oprah?
She's over 70.
Okay.
Tracy.
Yeah, go ahead.
All of these education and initiatives that she has, all of these kids that she's over here raising in Africa, that she's educated.
70. She's actually 70.
New material or do anything. But that's why I said, like she could literally come out with a whole new show and say it is like Oprah's Voices, where she has passed the torch to these new lineup of people, and she has so many reasons to be in front of the TV and ushering in new people. And this is what I mean, the places where you can shine and have the public love you and have publicity and be in the news, people are completely dropping the ball. You're telling me if Starbucks didn't announce the Starbucks book club, do you have a book club in your city or a large book club over a certain amount of money? They could have given money to book clubs. You could have did something at your local bookstore with your book club. Like, it was so many ways to sit here and bounce back from this for people to be like, you know what? I can't do a pumpkin latte Starbucks.
Right.
You completely dropped the ball. Completely missed it.
Yes.
Completely missed it. Completely missed it. So while Keith Lee voice, okay, so Keith Lee voice on a scale of 1 through 10, like 10 meaning like this was just a great brand thing. It was just great. What would you give it?
A 3.
This at best is a 5. You said a 3?
Yeah.
This is a 5. All right, guys. So we got a 3 and a 5. So as you guys are coming in, we're talking about different topics, different hot topics. Be sure to let us know what you think about the topics. Do you agree with us? Do you disagree? Or what's your take? We're talking about the Oprah Starbucks collab. She's re-collabing with Starbucks with her book club. Do you even drink at Starbucks? Is Starbucks even on your radar? But if it is on your radar, or if it's not, being that they're doing another partnership, do you think it was smart? Do you think they should have picked somebody else or did something else? Which kind of pushes us over to collabs, because we're still talking about collabs. Tracy, what was the next topic? Well, I think that was a collab too.
Yes, it was Skims and North Face.
So what are you thinking? How are you feeling? Did you love it?
It was plain. I'm not a Skims person, so yeah, like North Face, that's the kind of jacket that North Face puts out anyways, right? They've done jackets in those color schemes before, which are these, neutral browns before. So I didn't think it was that monumental just to slap Skims on it and say, hey, Skims is doing this collab with North Face. I think it was very anticlimactic, to be very honest.
So you were underwhelmed.
I was underwhelmed. Now, do I think it made money for both companies? Absolutely. I think it was a smart collaboration, but it was not for those people who are into labels, right? So those diehard skin people who probably have never bought North Face before because they didn't think it was a high end enough. Right. They didn't think it was a high end enough, or they did not think it was aesthetically pleasing enough, because it's usually for more rugged, people. But it's the same. They've made those jackets before because I bought that for my son. You know what I mean? So yeah.
So basically, you feel like from the aesthetic point of view, the visuals, all of that, it was just very underwhelming.
Very
But
underwhelming.
on the business, the collab, the two brains, that was smart.
That was
made
smart.
tons of money.
Yes.
So I'm gonna piggyback off of what Tracy said. I think the collab was smart. I think it was smart. I think it was interesting. I think around this time was smart for it to drop. Every teenage girl is gonna go right now and either grab it or she's gonna have it as the thing on her Christmas list.
Mm-hmm.
So she'd come back to school with that jacket on. You're about to see every girl with the tightest outfit on and that big puffer jacket.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not surprised. I agree with Tracy, from the design aspect, front end, I'm a little underwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it would have been way more colors, and I thought visually they would have gave glam with it. So glam on the ski slopes, because the visuals gave very North Face, like very plain.
Right.
So for Kim to do the collab with them, the colors were spot on. However, I was waiting for that piece of glam aesthetic to it on the slopes. I think if that happened, they were by fire. I think if they told that type of story with the aesthetics, 10 for 10, it probably would have killed and crashed some stuff. If it gave me fireplace and that whole piece. However, I think this is a great opportunity for Kim to kill some photo shoots right now at her personal brand. She needs to be everywhere in that collab she just did with Dolce & Gabbana and the North Face collab, and see how it all looks together. I would love to see something that way, but for the visually aesthetic girlies, it didn't give it to me.
No.
It didn't give it to me.
No.
I wanted something, a keychain, a ding-a-ling-ling, something that gave me, you feel me? I feel fab on the slopes. And I think that was the consensus too. I think it was beautiful. Again, the three colors laid out there on the slopes. But again, this is Kim Kardashian. We were looking for the extra glam, that little So just not getting that. I just think.
But let's be honest, though.
One of those.
Not to cut you off, but let's be honest. If we really look at Skims, it's not glamorous. Nothing that she has put out has said glam. That's not shade. It's true. It's just very basic. People are buying it because Skims, it's Kim Kardashian. It does not say glamour and allure or anything. It's just tight spandex clothes, and that's it. And I'm not, it's just what it is.
So that's what I said. You just want us to come all the way in the house and take it off. Don't disagree. I think a lot of that left when Kanye left. That's why we're going to go there. Let's go there. I agree. I think a lot of the glam and stuff left when Kanye left, and he was visually doing a lot of stuff. So again, that extra piece of her little glam, I was waiting for it to come in from the photo shoot angle or something to give me
very basic
something else, and it was super plain.
Very, very basic.
It was very, very basic. So that's why I said it was still underwhelming, even when you got down to the colors. So don't get me wrong, that's very Skims aesthetic. Those same three colors. Again, I just feel like it was so many missed opportunities. On top of that, if you can't look it up, because I know you're right there by the computer, I can't think of the name of it, but I see the color. So they just announced the color of the year, which is this very mocha, creamy, fraught, like, you get what I'm saying? It looks like the iced coffee type of color.
Yes.
I think even seeing those type of colors to play into the color of the year, I just think it could have been more done on the design aesthetic type of part. But you said it. Their
mocha
brand
mousse.
is really about being tight.
Mocha mousse.
See, and if you see the color, that mousse color, I just feel like all of it tied in together. Just from a design and just from that piece. But you're right. Her brand aesthetically is just tight. It's just tight.
Yes, it's tight. And I mean, Skims did start off to her credit. Skims did start off as a shapewear, so it needed to be tight. But everything she's put in after that, it's just shapewear in clothing.
That's tight.
Yes,
that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. For Kim to sell it as her brand, it was supposed to give that little glamorous piece to it. Like you said, it was the tight stuff I wore under my gowns to give me the shape, to give me the glamour, to give me the body. So now you're just wearing it as pieces just because you're already that girl. So if it's a plain piece, and for you to be that girl, that means that you have to give the extra umph to it.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? If it's plain, like you're telling the story of the extra umph, and I was just waiting for the umph. That's why you was underground, because you was waiting for the
Yeah.
Look, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
Look
like
at
you said,
that.
I would have liked to
It
see like people lounging by
did.
the fireplace and doing maybe some family activities because these would have been good for like Christmas. Everybody likes to have the matching pajamas during Christmas. And so to me the undergarments sold by North Face and even the cheetah print stuff that she did with Dolce and Gabbana could have been in some type of like, fun, playful type of
You
scene.
see where I'm going?
Yeah. And it wasn't. Everything is just
And
very,
that's all
very
I'm
neutral.
saying.
And
Like
I'm a
it was,
neutral person.
even if she would have picked her 50 kids and did a photo shoot with them in the bombers and
Uh-huh.
the hoodies and all of
Yeah.
them crossing over, that would have been
Hmm.
an epic Christmas
Yes.
card because they
Yes.
would have been in brand unity. And
Hmm.
they're known for that. And if you
Yes.
haven't even noticed, her sister is now doing collabs with other people with her little brand that she started. So
Okay.
clearly, you know what I mean? Like they're not afraid of doing collabs. They've done
Hmm.
collabs before within the family and the whole nine.
Hmm.
It's just where Kim is at now. You said it. Your company can be doing well, but what's next? We
Yeah.
even saw with the Stanley Cup. After Stanley gave us the basics, they gave us cheetah. They gave us blinged out.
Hmm.
Stanley
Hmm.
took it for everybody else. So no
Hmm.
matter if you were straight, gay, eclectic, basic, they had a cup for you. And
Right.
that's what I'm thinking Skims should look like. You know what I mean? Like it should
Yeah.
have had some type of something. Even if it was a keychain on the end of the North Face jacket that jingling ling. Give me something. So it's going to be interesting to see how this collab comes out. And I would love for people to start dropping their numbers with collabs.
So
Like this
that's what I'm
collab.
about to tell you. So with North Face, let's go back. So with North Face, Skims collaboration generated $5.4 million in media exposure within 48 hours.
And there we go.
Hmm.
Media exposure alone.
Media exposure alone. So I don't know what the sales were, but with media
And that's
exposure.
all like if that's just media exposure, and
Yeah.
that's what I said. Whenever she touches something with a collab that way, it was going to be everywhere. But
Hmm.
how that billboard came out and how the advertising is going
Hmm.
to really generate sales, and that's where we're getting into, and that's how we're saying the business deal was smart, but the advertising of it to keep selling it and making
Hmm.
it a thing.
And I
Because
think
you're
it was.
not going to tell me
Mhm.
with how tight that is and how girls come on wear the tight stuff and the jackets all the way up. Every teenage girl is going to want to have that type of thing, especially if they came out with bright colors and bubble colors and pink and that type. They're going to try to have it right now or before or coming back from school. You know how it is when you come back from Christmas break. Everybody got to have the cute stuff.
Yes.
You're going to come back with that big old North Face jacket and your little Stanley Cup jing-a-ling-a-linging down the hallway.
Hmm. So I am looking for how much money the collab with Dolce and Gabbana made, but it's not saying. Yeah, it's not saying. But one of the things I think that happened is that they did that collaboration too close together. The Dolce and Gabbana and then dropping the North Face. I think they're too close together.
Yeah,
They're way too
that
close
Dolce
together.
Gabbana to me should have hit like August, September,
Hmm.
and pulled them all the way through fall.
Hmm.
And then at the top of like right around Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving, top of December, then that North Face collab could have rolled out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it would have gave you time to have both collections. And that Skims Dolce and Gabbana definitely screamed fall because that was very mob wife. That was because that's the aesthetic right now. That was very mob wife, very New York. It was giving me that girl. So you had to give it enough time for the baddies to get it, to put it with boots, to put it up. So that would I agree with you. That would have been a perfect time frame. And then again, this time frame now for the North Face jackets, that would have pulled you over all the way into quarter one.
Yeah. With Dolce and Gabbana, that earned a $3 million in media impact value in
So they
48
got more
hours.
media impact value with North Face
With
than they
North
did Dolce
Face,
and Gabbana.
yeah, because I think it goes back to what you just said, the timing of it, right? it's cold. It's brick outside, right? So people are going to gravitate towards North Face a little bit more because they got to buy a winter jacket. And maybe they've had a winter jacket for years and they've been saying that they're going to buy one and it just never happened. And this became the perfect time to actually get one or to start looking at
And
one.
then Tracy, I think it also goes back to what we said this in, and I'm even thinking about it from my end doing front facing branding and stuff. It's the advertising. It's after you announce the business collab and that's the PR of it and people know that's happening. It's your advertising. You feel me? And how you're driving that marketing train afterwards. And I think they just dropped the ball. Knowing right now that whole aesthetic, that mob wife aesthetic, Dolce and Gabbana, I feel like it's epic for that. The glasses, her and Courtney, with them both being married, you feel me? We're playing into that. Their looks, how they look, they definitely could have played on that mob wife, real housewife type of, you feel me? Aesthetic, the furs, the oversized glasses, the handbags. I feel like they really could have played on that and pulled that out a lot longer way before this. So it just even makes me think about too, when people are doing marketing and advertising after 24 hours, after the 48 hours, after the thrill wears off, where's your marketing after that and your advertising to push past that until your next collab or until your next thing? I think we're so used to now, oh my God, we announced, we launched,
Yes.
that we don't
And
do anything else.
that style came from Beyonce. But it can work for Beyonce, but it doesn't work for everybody else. And I think a lot of
But it
other
works for
companies,
Beyonce because she has a hard driving tour afterwards.
right?
Like think about how she performs afterwards. After she dropped that album in the middle of the night and did that, think about it. That was the only time she did a video for every single song after that. So after she did that announcement and dropped it, she immediately did a press tour in the middle of the night with tons of press. She immediately hit press, and after that, she had video, 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 video. Hey, Mrs. Carter, we're about to go on tour.
Yeah.
So she had a whole plan and a whole momentum behind it. So I agree. I think that is the Beyonce effect. But I think what happens after that Beyonce effect is it's nothing else to follow up behind it.
Exactly.
So
And I think that's why a lot of these
no,
brands, sorry. Yeah, I think that's why a lot of these brands are not doing well with their rollouts because they're trying to duplicate that Beyonce effect, but they have nothing to go behind it to support the drop, right? And so it
it's like I
fizzles,
got faith.
right? It fizzles out quickly.
Like I got face, but my hair's not done, my clothes is not done, I don't have nothing else on.
Yeah.
But I got face, I got face, I got face. It's like, baby, you got your face done, but you didn't get the teeth done, you didn't get the body done, you didn't scoop it up, you didn't get a new look. Like really where we're at in society. I think we're getting very caught up on just that one piece that we forget it's a whole entire body you have to keep up.
Yeah.
It's not just the face, but it's the whole piece.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely agree. Yeah, I think that was I had another one. I don't remember what it is though. But I do have them.
Yesterday.
Yes. No, I think that's what I was getting back to is yesterday. Inspiration versus what did I call it? Inspiration versus I had a word for it, but inspiration versus actually just stealing your stuff, right?
Right.
And that goes back to Skims. So how does Skims get that goes back to Skims? Why are you laughing? It's true, right? So
I don't disagree. It was hilarious. He was like, and it goes back to Skims.
It just dawned on me. It goes back to Skims because Skims started because of what's that company's name? That shapewear company, that famous Spanx. Yes, basically Skims is Spanx.
Docu-series, she would have Spanx on all the time, and she would talk about how she couldn't find anything with Spanx, and so she started buying Spanx and a whole bunch of shapewear and cutting it up to make it pieces that she wanted to make.
Do you believe that?
So I think I kind of do.
No.
So here's the thing. I think it's a twofold thing. I can see what she.
Do you think that Kim Kardashian can sew?
Oh hell no!
Okay,
Hell no!
then.
Hell no! Understand things. No. But here's the thing with
Uh-huh.
inspiration, though.
Uh-huh.
I think with the money she had, could she go out and immediately just duplicate a Spanx? Yes. But the part of
Absolutely.
inspiration I would give her is if she's saying, "Hey, I had Spanx on. I like this brand. I thought this brand was smart in the whole nine, but I had to put it on, and because of the dresses I was wearing, because of my body shape. Because remember, she had surgery, all of this stuff. I have to find something that you can't see through this, da 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 da, and all the issues she named.
Right.
Then she went and brought different pieces, and she was researching and looking on her phone, and she was cutting up pieces and trying to explain where she needed this piece out for this. I think that's what inspiration does. I think it causes you to look within yourself, your lifestyle, what's going on to create something new. And even down to her name Skills, because it was supposed to be called kimono before,
Child, yes.
but people were telling her, yeah, it was cultural appropriation.
Correct.
And she named it kimono.
Correct.
So she changed it and it came to Skims.
Right.
So I think if you're going to be honest, I think she took, again, the shapewear and the tight clothes she wears and her body frame, right? And she put it together and she made something. So I will say, I think she was really inspired by her life and what she wears, because it's really basically what she wears now, is looking like that. Can I see Skims growing outside of that without someone like Kanye, or no?
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So then I think getting back to what we talked about yesterday, and again, I am just playing devil's advocate because yeah, I believe that people need to use their own minds and creativity. And yes, we can take inspiration from other people, but there seems to be a with everything that you just said, there seems to be a very, very, very thin line between inspiration and duplication. And how do you know when you have crossed over the line and gotten into the area of duplication? Because sometimes I think that there are people who deliberately duplicate you, right? They want to wear your skin.
Yes.
Literally, they're trying to wear your skin. And then there are other times when they admire someone so much and they watch and look at what that person is doing that it actually turns out that they're duplicating that person's brand, image, content, everything. So I guess my major question is, when do we go from inspiration to duplication, and how can we look at when we are duplicating versus being inspired by?
I think the first part as a creator is whoever you're admiring, you can't consume their stuff. You can't consume what you admire. You can't, because you're going to eventually take that you're going to take it on.
Right.
So if I love Beyonce and I'm a singer and I keep consuming all her stuff, I'm gonna eventually sound like her, write like her, and riff like her.
Right.
You can't consume what you admire. You're gonna turn into a fan. It doesn't work that way. You can be inspired by seeing her perform and that type of stuff. So I think that's the first level. You can't consume it. Well, whoever you're inspired by, and it does go back to that whole saying, like, even if it's your friends or even if it's family members around you, if they're jealous of you or if they can't respect what you do, at some point somebody's going to win. Somebody's going to copy somebody and follow somebody.
Right.
So I think both of those things go. After that, I think you can literally see it. You can see it. You can see it. You can see when you are actually duplicating somebody. And like you just said, I think we live in a time most people just don't care. But we can tell when we see people duplicate other people. We see it all down social media, like, dang. And we say it, dang, don't that girl look just like this other girl in her content? We see it and we say it. We do it right now. And most of the time, let's be clear, though, that audience will never have that same fame as the original.
No, you cannot.
A duplicate because it had an original.
Exactly. And I think that a lot of people need to keep that in mind.
But it was a Michael Jackson for you to copy.
I mean, there are.
It was a Gucci for you to copy.
Right. There are rare occasions when the duplicate actually outshines the original, but that's very rare and far in between. But I see a lot of that on social media. And I'm always asking this question. So that's why I'm asking the question here. I'm always asking this question because I would go through my timeline and I'm like, that looks just like such and such. Is it you know what I mean? I'm always seeing like, oh, is she trying to do what someone else is doing, or is he trying to do?
Get into cyber, but it's crazy. This is why I think more people are going to get into cybersecurity. I think it's going to be cyber intelligence soon, and it's going to track your footprint. So when you say, "Hey, I haven't watched this person's stuff," it's going to track your footprints of what you're watching and consuming. We're going to get to that time. Like you said it yesterday, joking. You're really going to, like, back in the day when painters used to paint and people used to sculpt. It was tons of people there. It was so many things in a sculptor that you had to do just to get the final piece. It's going to be like that now. When you see music artists working on songs, they have the writing work, they have the masters, they have the back recording. So for local content creators, I think it's going to be the same thing. It's going to have you take all of that stuff and be ready. Like, you're going to have to show proof of concept. When did you come up with it? What does it look like? Did you document it the whole
Well, I mean, that's where copyright comes in, right?
Do it more than once.
Yeah.
It's got to be, can you do it more than once? Because content creation is part of art, like performance art. Can you do it over and over and over and over and over again? Yep. That's what it's going to come to. And if you can't do something over and over again, that's where we're headed.
Yeah, so you will have to be able to duplicate yourself.
Yeah. Can you do whatever it is that you're saying you can do multiple times over and over? Over and over.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be an interesting time because there is a very thin line between what we think is inspiration to what becomes duplication. And it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. So, but yeah, I think that's it for today.
Oh, did we get cut off?
No, I said I think that's it for today. So,
oh yeah, I agree. I think that's it. But yeah, tomorrow, I know I have a really good question to ask everybody tomorrow. So I got to say, it's gonna be so good tomorrow to talk about some other stuff.
Do you want to tell them about your packages?
Oh my God, I did. So listen, if you guys are in the DMV area and you guys are looking to change your image, so if you're a personal brand, you're an entrepreneur, you're a speaker, a consultant, and you know you need new headshots, new pictures, because your website, you're dropping a book, you have a presentation to launch. In the DMV, we are doing a whole visual special. So you can come down, we're doing lifestyle shoots. So whether we're outside, whether we're in a hotel, we're doing a whole shoot. So that shoot is $4.99. And you can upscale to the other package, which is $7.99, and we add in 2 personal branding commercials. So now you get to be in front of the camera, tell your story. So, like we just talked about, after you launch something, you still have visuals and audio to push behind you to sit there and promote you. And you can hit us up. You can hit me up on all my social media websites at London Nicole, LONDYNNIKOLE.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today on Biz Chat Daily, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Bye.